Hi, I'm Sage, and I'm going to be talking to you today. What's your name?
Good afternoon, Sage. My name is Dylan.
Hi, Dylan. What'd you do today?
Today, I woke up this morning, I had a little bit of breakfast, and then after breakfast, me and my buddy actually went out and played a little bit of football.
A little bit of football. Nice. Are you doing anything particular during dead days to get yourself prepared?
Mainly just relaxing and taking in the no school and just hanging out with my friends.
Yeah. So, no studying, just kind of relaxing?
I wouldn't say much studying, but I guess you can say a little bit.
Yeah. Do you normally study for your exams or no?
Not much, but for some tests, like this one coming up, I would say I've been a little bit focused on it.
Yeah, okay. Well, sounds good. Do you have any fun plans for the summer?
A little bit. Not much of a summer that I have, but for the little bit I do, I guess I can say that I have some fun activities coming up.
That's awesome. Okay, well, do you know why you're in here today?
I do not know.
Alright, so you've been called in today because last Tuesday an answer key was taken from Dr. K's office, and we understand that you were one of the several students that was in her office that day. We want to understand sort of what has happened, but before we get into that, I just want to let you know that during this, my goal is to have you talking 80% of the time, and me only talking about 20% of the time.
Perfect, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. Another thing is, if you don't know, just say you don't know. I prefer that over guessing, making stuff up, lying. Just tell me the truth, and all you can remember, any detail you can remember is important. Sound good?
Perfect.
Any questions?
I do not.
Okay, perfect. So I'll just have you explain to me from beginning to end your visit to Dr. K's office in as much detail as you can go into.
Perfect. So me and Cameron decided that we wanted to go see Dr. K regarding to this exam coming up on Thursday, and so we needed a little bit of help on this exam regarding some questions. And so during her office hours, me and Cameron had visited her. As we had walked in, she was still finishing up with a student, and her name was Maya. And after she had finished up, we had a little bit of chitter chatter with Dr. K, and a few minutes had gone by, and then she ended up actually walking out of the classroom to go talk to some other people a couple doors down. As she had did that, I had stood up and I walked around a little bit just to kind of stretch my legs out, I guess you can say. And me and Cameron were just kind of talking a little bit. And as she and then she entered back in the classroom, so we had sat down and we went over a couple more questions that you can say. And after those questions, me and Cameron had walked out and we just went about our day.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else you can remember?
No.
Okay. So I'll just have you kind of go into a little bit more detail about that gap where Dr. K wasn't in there. Just go into a little more detail about what you guys did.
Yeah, like I said, I as she left, I decided just to stand up a little bit so I can stretch my legs out. I noticed her, I guess you can say her desk was a little bit disoriented. It was a little bit messy, and cabinets were open because she was going through everything. And but yeah, I was walking around. Me and Cameron, like I said, were just kind of talking a little bit until Dr. K had came back.
Okay. Did you guys touch anything while you guys were walking around?
We did not know.
Okay. Now, could you go into your relationship with Cameron a little bit more for me?
Yeah, of course. Me and Cameron, from previous years, I guess we've had a couple classes together, and so through those classes, I guess we grew a bit of a bond, and so we like to study together, and I guess you can say maybe we hang out a little bit outside of school too.
Okay, and now you mentioned studying together. Did you guys happen to study together for this exam?
Yes, we did study together for this exam, yes.
How do you think you did on the exam?
I believe I probably did pretty good. There was some things that I struggled with, but overall I think I did pretty good.
Okay, did you talk to Cameron about how he thought he did on it?
I talked to him a little bit, didn't really go much into detail, but I think he said he did pretty good as well.
Okay. Now going back to you guys studying together, when did you guys study together?
So we had office hours with Dr. K Tuesday, And so we had talked a little bit, and then we came up with the idea of studying together Wednesday night.
Okay. And what did you guys do while you were studying? Like, what'd you go over?
We just went over some of the materials that we needed. Mainly the parts of what we talked about in Dr. K's office hours.
Okay, so just like study guide questions like that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And you thought you did good, and you spoke to Cameron, he thought he did good as well?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I have for my information, I have it showing that you and Cameron got the same score on the test. Do you have any reasoning for that? Just maybe...
I guess, the same score, wow. All I can say is that we sat across from each other in the classroom. I don't know how we would have the same score. I guess we did go over the same information and materials that we had studied together, and so I guess you can say from that we kind of were thinking alike, I guess you can say.
Yeah. And now I spoke to Cameron a little bit earlier, and Cameron shared with me that you guys had actually gone over an answer key on Tuesday night, and you said you guys spoke Wednesday. So maybe there was a bit of a miscommunication, miswording on Cameron's part. I'll have to double check that. But do you have anything to say about sharing the answer key?
No, Cameron really said that?
Yeah.
Wow, no, I don't have anything that pertains to an answer key, no.
Okay, well, like I said, I'm just gonna sort of keep talking to Cameron a little bit, talk to maybe a few other people, maybe Maya, who was in there before you guys, just to get a few other answers. But is there anything else you want to sort of tell me before we move on?
No, I believe I've gone over everything. I mean, not much really I have else to say, to be honest, no.
Okay, well, this interview is going to be sort of coming to a close, but I just want to go over the key points of what I remember you telling me, just so I have my story straight when I go talk to some other people, okay?
Okay.
So, you went to Dr. K's class with Cameron?
Yes, with Cameron.
Okay, and when you were in there, when you first got in there, another student, Maya, was in there talking to Dr. K.
Yes.
Maya left, and then Dr. K shared with you that she had to leave for a few seconds.
Yes.
When Dr. K left, you sort of walked around the office, maybe touched a few things on her desk. And then when Dr. K came back, you guys went over the answers to your questions. And then you and Cameron left. And you and Cameron studied together on Wednesday night, correct?
Yes, Wednesday.
Is what you're saying? Okay, so you guys studied together Wednesday night for the exam. And then just to share with you again, I have Cameron saying that you guys on Tuesday shared the answers to the test together. Okay. So I just want to share that so you know that those are the two pieces of information I have. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay, so then that means that this will be coming to an end. I will be, like I said, continuing the investigation. You said you don't have any questions?
I do not, no.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for coming in and talking to me today, Dylan.
Thank you, Sage.
All right, I'll see you in the future. Bye.